All right, folks, here we go. I'm gonna show you how to set the timing on this engine now. First of all, I just want to point out the cause of failure. Cause of failure here on this engine is the timing chain tensioner. So this one is out and it's firm. This one is in. So what happened on the driver's side of the engine, the timing had jumped. Our timing marks was off. So of course we had timing chain rattle and things like that, misfires because the timing is off. Now I'm gonna show you how to set the timing. First, let me show you. You can still see this chain without the slider, right? So first thing first, you're gonna have a timing chain. The timing chain gonna have 3 corresponding marks. We're gonna have 2 yellow. The yellow is for the cams. Get to that in a second. And you're gonna have a white mark. 1 white mark and 2 yellows. So what happens, let me see if we can get a picture of this. How you set this up, you have 3 timing marks. You have 1 timing mark on each cam, which is gonna be this peg, this line here. Can you come over here? And this line here. Come over on this side, just gonna show you this side. No, right here we go, right here we go. Might be a little easier. See how we already got the timing set up, we just showing you. The yellow is lined up with this mark here on the intake. And the yellow, can you see that? Is lined up with that mark there on the cam. The 3rd timing mark, for the sake of this video, this is your timing guide. Can you see this arrow in that line there? That's the timing mark. On the other side of the engine, same thing. Arrow and the timing mark. So what happens is that you get your timing chain, the white mark, that lines up with the mark on the timing chain, on the timing chain guide. Same thing on the opposite side of the engine. Can you see that? It lines up with it. So now, in the car, follow this. In the car, what you do, you put your timing chain on your timing gear. Now we mark this. This is the one, let me show you this guide. This guide sits into the car, back up a little bit so you can see it. Backs up into it sits in the car just like this. This here is what you're seeing. Again, your timing mark, we marked this white as a reference, is right here. We got the white chain mark lined up with the timing guide. Now, I got ahead of myself. Before I get too far, you're gonna have to use the cam timing hold down. Well, cam timing lock tool. So on the back of the cylinder head, on the back of the cams, I should say, there's slots for these to go into. So how you know you're at top dead center is that you turn these cams until this tool goes in. Let me see if I can show you. One sec. There we go. We're in. Let me just tighten this up. All right. So that tool is locked in. So, but you cannot be fooled that just because this tool fits in the back of the cams, your timing is correct. Because this cam can be 180 degrees out and this tool will still fit. So if you rotate this cam 180 degrees, this tool will still slide in. But what will happen is that, like I said, once you put your chain on, again, on the driver's side, the timing mark is there. As you come up to the yellow mark, you should have a timing mark here. Matter of fact, this will be easier to show. You should have your timing mark here. So if you're 180 degrees out, what's going to happen is that this timing mark is going to be down here. And when you go to slide this chain on, you're not going to see a timing mark right here. That's automatic. That's telling you 150% that your timing is 180 degrees out. So it's very important that you get your chain on, lined up with the timing mark on the timing chain guide. And as you come up to your second timing mark, you got to make sure that you have a timing mark corresponding with the timing chain. If you don't see no timing mark here, and you see you got different marks. Let me show this. See here, you got a different mark. But you know you're gonna be 100% is that when this tool is in and you put this chain on and you have a timing mark here on your exhaust, and again with the other yellow one, you have a timing mark here on the intake. You know 150% that your cams are not 180 degrees out and your timing is gonna be correct. Now once you get this, once you get the timing and everything set up, I mean, it's pretty straightforward at that point. Now, trick to this is that sometimes once you get your timing chain on, you're gonna have to have these bolts. These bolts will be loose. That way you can move your timing gear just slightly so that your timing marks can line up. Because sometimes once you try to put the chain on, you might be off a tooth one way or the other. You loosen up these three and you'll be able to move your timing gear to where it needs to be. Same thing on this one. Same thing on the other four. So again, just to recap, put your timing chain on your gear, line it up, the timing chain tensioner, timing mark, bring it up through the head, line it up with the timing gear, on the exhaust, line it up with the timing gear on the intake, install your timing chain tensioners, and then basically you're done. However, there's one more step in this. There's one more step. How you take the slack, 1 second, where's the tool at? It can. All right, the tool for tightening up the, okay, last thing, I'm sorry. What you do, this tool here is in the kit, all right? As you set up, once you get your timing chain tight, now you gotta, once you get your timing chain on, now you have to get the slack off of this side of the chain. Now how you do that, you take this tool, you put it, this is gonna, might be hard to see, this is gonna lock into one of the teeth of the timing, the timing gear. And you get your torque wrench, I think it's like 40 Newton meters, and you put 40 Newton meters worth of pressure on this. And what that'll do, that'll keep the slack off of this side of the chain, and then you tighten up your 3 bolts. So again, put your tool in. I believe it's 40 Newton meters. I have to look it up. You put your torque wrench here, and you go and you hold pressure on this like at 40 Newton meters. And what that's going to do is going to pull all the slack out of your chain on this exhaust side. That way you have no slop here when you go to start the engine. Once you're holding this at your 40 Newton meters, then you're going to tighten up your 6 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now you know that all the slack is out of the chain. Then you pull your pins for your timing chain tensioner. And after that, you're done. So hopefully this video helps you out. And like I said, again, you have to buy the kit to do the job. But the most important thing, if this thing jump timing, if you put that kit in, don't be fooled. Please don't be fooled in thinking if you put that kit in, that these cams can be 180 degrees out. That's really the main purpose of this video. Because if you put this all together and you're 180 out, you have to take it all back apart, you could bend valves on a bad day. Just make sure that once that tool is in, your timing marks correspond with the yellow marks on the timing chain. And again, providing that you have the crank lock that top dead center with the tool, so everything has to be right. But I'm sure if you're doing this job, you're capable, you understand exactly how to do that. So hopefully it helps everybody out. If you need anything, give us a call, Harris Automotive. We're in Philadelphia, PA. Again, we specialize in the imports. We just do a bunch of these, big jobs, small jobs, we do it all. Thanks for watching.